Amazing rewards are coming to Final Fantasy XIV with a brand new Moogle Treasure Trove, the Hunt for Verity. Hunt my Verity. I don't even know what that means. Checking out the rewards though, some of these are for sure huge GIL profit items, and that is no joke. Some of these items are going for over 2 million GIL per on the market board. So this is definitely not something you want to miss, and so now let's get into it. The Moogle Treasure Trove unlocks on Monday, July 25th, and so about a week from now until the patch 6.2 launch, where it's going to officially be closed off. This is going to be a limited time event. Actually, I should probably take a moment here and explain it. For anyone who is newer to Final Fantasy XIV, Moogle Treasure Trove is a recurring event that happens during the downtime at the very end of a patch, just to get players trying all sorts of different content and then reward them with special Moogle tomestone currencies, which unfortunately do take a slot in your inventory, so make sure you have some space in there. I've heard of some horror stories, guys. But they can trade this Moogle tombstone currency then in for some absolutely amazing rewards that we're going to go through. Let's go over those rewards, and you can get this pretty neat demon brick earring, which I think is pretty fun. I think it's pretty cool. You can get this lunar Kamui fife, I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong, which gets you this awesome mount from Tsukiyomi from Stormblood. Honestly, if I am totally serious with everyone, I'd recommend people in general to farm her outright for the extreme trial, just because you can also get the Celestial Kimono Remnant, the Moonlit TV, as well as the mount, which especially that Celestial Kimono Remnant sells very, very well. I'd farm this one out personally. It's very much not that difficult anymore. Now another interesting reward is the Euphidi Horn, which heaven help me if I know what that is, but it's gonna get you this gorilla thing. What makes it interesting though is you can sell it on the market board, and currently on Gilgamesh it's about 1 million gil a pop for these horns. So efficiently farming this out, at least for the first few days, can be massively profitable, I'm sure. Now a huge opportunity to make gil, which rewards to anyone who's made it this deep in the video, is going to be the Escape Orchestrion Scroll. And Gilgamesh, at least, it's totally sold out. And that for any item on Gilgamesh is pretty rare to see. And the previous market history though is even more interesting than that, and it shows people paying over 2 million gil per Orchestrion Scroll of this. That's obscene. That's amazing, and I can tell you, I'm personally farming this out at the launch of this event for sure. This is going to be very profitable. Of course, that comes with a massive disclaimer that I have now said this in a YouTube video, and that market's probably going to crash. So buyer beware. Check before you spend your Moogle tomestones, always. General rule of thumb that is good for investing in things. Make sure that you're probably going to get the profit out. Which gets me to some of the miscellaneous things, like the ballroom emote and the hair are around 500,000 gil each, so they're fine, but obviously not to the same level as like the Orchestrion Scroll, which is very, very good. But for what I would probably direct my attention more to is this ostensibly special Time Worn map, where you get 2 of them for 30 tomestones. Yeah, these are actually very important, and they guarantee a portal. And if you have never done map runs before, which is, yeah, they are just really, really, really a huge deal. They are something worth your time for sure. Map rewards are always improving. They're always building upon them. This is a type of content that over the years they have paid a lot of attention to, and so this is something that you can definitely benefit from stocking up for sure. If everything on this list crashes, like let's say that the Escape Orchestrion Scroll hits like 2 gil for one of them or something stupid, like this is a great item to invest extra Moogle tomestones into, especially later during the patch where everything is crashed. Actually, on that note, I may as well jump into my second recommendation if the markets have crashed already, which is going to be the MGP Platinum card, which I love spending my tomestones on. This is one of the most bought items in the past with Moogle tomestones for me. I'm going to be blunt with you all. I am very impatient with farming MGP. I do not enjoy waiting for weekly fashion reports. Sorry, I'm still so sick, guys. It's so hard. I'm catching my voice like and I'm trying to like remove them as I go, but I miss some. But I find the entire process with the weekly fashion reports very involved personally. I find getting the items, dyeing the items, finding like the reports, which God bless the people that actually spend the time to do that. I fail to have the patience for that. But it's like, even when you know the report, getting the items and all that with the inventory space, it's a very involved headache for me personally. So in general, MGP cards, I always suggest dump them into, because you never know when they're going to have a neat thing. They just added that new Yorha pod mount, which is just absolutely cool. I absolutely love that mount. So in general, this is a safe bet to put tomestones in. Now lastly, what I want to have, actually not last on the list, but last of the noteworthy items is you can't sell it, but if you never did the Namizu Beast Tribe quest from Stormblood, you are missing out on some of the most funny music ever. It's the 777 Whiskers Orchestra and Scroll, which is just iconic. I love this music so much. It's so stupid, which makes it relatable content for me. Now for the rest of the items, they really, I'm just gonna say it, they really aren't fantastic, if I'm honest. I want to say otherwise, but frankly, you can pick up the majority of them from the market board very cheaply or farm them out super easy from the extreme trials unsync. Like the birds and horse mounts, would I spend Moogle tomestones this way? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think that at this point you can even solo unsync some of these. Like I guys, don't waste your tomestones this way. That's what I'm gonna say. What I am gonna say though is there are a few exceptions, like maybe the Beast Tribe mounts like the Elbstorn and the Panini Horn, however, are for sure better though. But the rest, don't do it. Don't waste your tomestones on the damn horse. Just farm the Extreme Sunsync. Now to end this video off, let's go over what you can do in terms of the activities for these Moogle tomestones for run, and we're gonna start from the absolute most to the fewest. I'm gonna be running some calculations and running some of these to determine efficiencies. But first up is going to be 7 tomestones for the Stormblood Alliance raid, the Orbone Monastery, which is just a beautiful alliance raid in general. And then secondly is going to be the Praetorium, which remember was heavily nerfed in duration, so people are going to be like, only 7 rather than 10. Yeah, it's still long, but it is much shorter than it used to be. So those are the 2 for 7. Following the Stormblood Orbone Monastery Alliance raid, we have 6 from Raidarana Lighthouse and 5 from the Royal City of Rabnaster. Very well done Alliance raid set. Stormblood Alliance raids were actually a masterpiece. I found them just beautiful. Now for the large scale PvP, you can get 3 or 5 tomestones. Probably the 5 is for the longer duration match. Those take 20-ish minutes. I don't know. Every time I go into those like super long ones, it feels like they take an eternity. I hate them. This is not going to be on the list of things I recommend for them unless you really enjoy that kind of PvP. For me, Crystalline Conflict, I like it so much more. No offense to anyone. It's a very long time for 5 tomestones. I will not be making the final cut, I don't think. And then lastly, we have a bunch of different level 50 dungeons. Give 4 of them, 4 of the Moogle tomestones as a reward, and if you never gave it a shot, the Lost City of Amdapor is easily one of my favorite dungeons of all time. Like lore-wise, aesthetics, I absolutely adore this dungeon. Now for 3, you can do Porta Ducamania from the Broken Up Praetorium series or Days Mill Darkhold dungeon. That for 3, yo, I found that one of the longer ones. Then finally, 2 tomestones are given from doing any of the Stormblood normal raids. Don't worry about Savage raids here, or from the normal Gundam raids for Diamond, Emerald, and Ruby weapon from the last expansion's Extreme Trial series. But you can do the normal trials here. Don't worry about the extreme. Sorry, my brain instantly jumps to extreme. All of these are honestly going to be good with an amazing storyline. And that really does it for this video. Take care, everyone, and as always, if this video helped you out, I'd super appreciate if you consider dropping a Moogle Tomestone set on that like button and cat daddying that subscribe button. Take care, everyone. I am still in recovery mode, but I know this video has to get out or people will be like, rah, you say that you do this. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying so hard. I'm so sorry.